Whoa, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. He's alive. He's alive. I promise. It was a joke. It was a joke. I'm not lying. I promise to you. I promise. I'm not lying. So yeah, what's up? I'm Sushi. There was a pretty cool announcement that happened earlier today. And yeah, so here's the thing. Olimar does die. He dies at the end of Pikmin. I mean, the bad ending, right? Is that not canon? I mean, you could say he doesn't really die, but I mean, he looks kind of dead to me at the end of that game. It seems like more so that the Pikmin, you know, kind of put life back into it. That part's up to debate. Maybe he's dead, maybe he's not dead, but you know, did that even happen? Is that real? Maybe so. Huh. Today we got news about Pikmin 4, and it's been a really long time since we've had that, you know, pretty short for Pikmin fans. And yeah, I think maybe Pikmin 4 takes place right after the bad ending of Pikmin 1. Now, you might think I'm crazy. Wow, Sushi, why the heck do you think that? Why? I don't know, man. Listen, I have plenty of points as to why this is. I'm gonna go through them. First of all, obvious, Olimar appears in the game. We saw this, it was blatantly obvious. Maybe, I'll get to that. So does, interestingly, the dolphin. So you might have not seen that in the trailer, and that's because it wasn't there. It was on the website, the Japanese website for Pikmin 4. They put a lot of information. That's where I'm going to be pulling a lot of the sources from these points that I'm about to give. So yeah, Olimar and the dolphin, like the original one from the first game, are in Pikmin 4. Now, we thought, maybe just maybe, back in when the original trailer came out, we saw a couple orange pixels in the corner of the screen for a couple frames. We thought maybe it kind of looked like the dolphin. And turns out, yeah, probably is now. Probably safe to say that's the dolphin. Look at it. It's the dolphin, okay? Dolphin's in Pikmin 4. So, how did Olimar get the dolphin back? Well, there's many ways, you know. He finally, at the end of Pikmin 3 Deluxe, he brought back that Hokotate ship. Maybe they were able to sell it and get back his original ship. The superior ship is what they call it, anyway. And, you know, he has sentimental value for that ship, so he'd be willing to get that back, and maybe he did. But what if this is the first game? What if this is his crash landing? Notice, in the Pikmin 4 trailer and the website everywhere, they say that this is an undiscovered planet. Unexplored planet. Wait, but, you know, Olimar's been there multiple times and back. The Copites have been there and back. At this point, I don't think we can call it undiscovered anymore. Surely there's plenty of land that they haven't discovered, but the planet is not new. Or is it? I don't know how many times I'm going to say that. So if you remember Pikmin 1, there's a ship part called the Interstellar Radio, and it's picked up pretty late into the game. But Olimar mentions that it is constantly emitting an SOS signal, alerting anybody who reads it that he's stranded. And it's been doing that ever since he landed. Seems likely to me that this SOS signal that these new Rescue Corp, I think they're called, found might have been Olimar's signal from the Interstellar Radio in Pikmin 1. They say on the website as well that Olimar has been stranded there for a month. How long is a month again? 30 days? Roughly? Usually? Sometimes 28, sometimes 30, sometimes 31. 30 days! You mean the number of days that Olimar was on the planet in Pikmin 1? Or, you know, maximum number of days he was on the planet in Pikmin 1? Alright. I had to... This is recorded a different day, obviously, because I had a revelation! Alright, let's take a look at the Earth in Pikmin 1 and 2. If you look at the Earth in Pikmin 2, it doesn't look that much different than Earth does today. You can clearly see countries that we are familiar with right there. Right here as well on the geographic projection and spherical atlas. Meanwhile, if you look at Pikmin 3, most of you are aware that the Earth takes the form of Pangaea Ultima. It's whatever the Earth would look like millions of years in the future due to like nuclear war or something like that. Way in the future is what we predicted Earth to look like. That's what Pikmin 3's Earth looks like. So between the time of Pikmin 2 and Pikmin 3, we can tell that there's been radical shifts in Earth's geometry. Geology. I mean, technically both, right? There's been a lot of continental drift. If you look at the Earth in Pikmin, we can't really tell that many details about it. However, it does just straight up use a stock photo of Earth. Thanks to Waffles for finding that image. So Pikmin takes place closest to where we are now, clearly. Because Pikmin 2 doesn't look that far different from how the Earth does now, and then in Pikmin 3 it's radically different. So Pikmin 3 is like light years ahead. Because, well, they travel many light years to get to the planet in Pikmin 3, as said in the intro trailer, and that's a topic for another video. But let's take a look at what Earth looks like in Pikmin 4. Take a look at these continents. Now, I think that this map has a lot of detail added in, such as clouds and stuff, and it's sort of a artist's interpretation. But let's shift that into what Earth looks like now. Look at that. You can see China, you can see India. The map matches Earth today. And if you look at any time lapse showing what people suspect that the Earth will look like in thousands of years from now, Australia joining up to China and those other countries is exactly what happens first. And that hasn't even happened yet. Meanwhile, in Pangaea Ultima, not only is Australia connected up to those countries, but the Americas have also joined together to form one continent, one major continent. That's what Pangaea Ultima is. So the Earth that we look at in Pikmin 4 from these icons is a much younger Earth. What's interesting is this build-up at the top here. It almost looks like an ice age, like how the Earth was supposed to look when the water up in the northern hemisphere froze over and connected the continents. That's kind of what this looks like, which would make Pikmin kind of like prehistoric, which doesn't make any sense because we find tin cans. But maybe we get a second ice age? Maybe that's what kills the people? I don't know. An ice age probably wouldn't kill most people, unless it was really bad. Anyway, my main point, Pikmin 4's Earth looks way closer to the Earth in Pikmin 1 and 2 than it does in Pikmin 3. How is that if it's a sequel? How did the continents go back to the positioning where they were? I don't think that's very likely. All right, back to the chair. All right, so there's a couple points of evidence against this fact. Just a few. First of all, there's a blurb on the website that is in Japanese, and when translated to English using most translation tools, it reads this. For the sake of my family, I give up my days off to carry luggage. For some reason, I was prone to getting into trouble and was shipwrecked on a certain planet. So this seems to contradict the plot of Pikmin 1, where in Pikmin 1, Olimar says that he was on a vacation when he crashed into an asteroid and landed on the Pikmin planet. However, in Pikmin 4, he specifically says that he's foregoing his vacation to work some extra hours to get some more money when he crashes on the planet. That's what's assumed. Well, you know what, dear viewer? I wasn't happy with this answer. So, I went on Fiverr and I paid $5 to get an actual Japanese person to translate this text so I could be certain of its meaning. And what I found might surprise you. It's now been translated to, in order to provide for my family, I work on holidays. I always seem to fall into trouble for some reason, and I've been lost on a planet. They also made a note that it perhaps reads better as I've been lost on this planet. Now that provides a little bit different of a context. It seems more like Olimar's just sort of saying that he works on vacations, and even though he's a hardworking dude, he gets in trouble for some reason. He's a hardworking guy, works for his family, and yet he still finds himself in all these messes. And I think what's happening in this text is he is just blaming karma for not being fair. So personally, I don't think that text really contradicts or even makes mention of the fact of how Olimar got into this particular situation. So the second point of evidence that is going against this is the frame that we see of the dolphin on the website. If you look at that frame and you look at the background, that is clearly not the impact site. In fact, it's the background that represents Pikmin 4. It's that first area that you land in. We see the wheel, we see a faucet. It's the Pikmin 4 landing area, not the impact site. What we don't know is this an artist reinterpretation of what Olimar's crash might have looked like? They know what Olimar looks like. We see that in the website through the fact that they have the data files. They know it's Olimar, they know he's missing, and they're going to find specifically Olimar. Maybe that imagery is just how they envisioned an artist rendition, if you will, of Olimar crash landing. If that's the case, then they might have not known about the planet's frequent tectonic shifts. Now, this is an old little tidbit from Pikmin 2, but it goes to explain a lot of evidence as to why the planet looks so vastly different every time they come to explore it. And yet again, in Pikmin 4, everything looks very different from how it did. However, these are really strong pieces of evidence, and at the end of the day, we're just gonna have to wait and find out. I like to think that Nintendo is trying to fit in all the Pikmin types. If you see on the box art imagery, we have every single Pikmin type except for Bulbmin, Puffmin, Olyman. Huh. You know, we have caves. It's very likely that we might get Bulbmin in this game. And we even have night mode. A very nice setting for a Puffmin army to be in. And if this is true about Pikmin 1 taking place immediately before this game and Olimar not being so lucky, maybe we'll see every single type of Pikmin in this game, including Olyman. So I don't know if I fully believe this myself. I'm really hoping it's true because that seems like a really cool way to spin the story, and it kind of closes the end of a thing where it was like, is this canon? Did this happen? I mean, we saw it, you know? So I'd like to think that it's true. So I mentioned earlier that it might not be obvious that Olimar's in this game. And my reasoning for saying that is tied to the interstellar radio tidbit. This interstellar radio has been sending out an SOS beacon even before Olimar collects the part. Maybe Olimar's not dead. Maybe Olimar did make it off the planet. Maybe Olimar isn't on the planet at all. But this rescue corp has just received these transmissions and are coming to rescue him. I mean, I imagine these sorts of transmissions have to go long ways through space to reach anybody. Who knows how long it's actually been before they receive these transmissions? Olimar could be long gone. Now, I do feel like maybe Olimar does appear in the game, mainly for the reason that we've gotten new renders of him, and they show up on the website. Kind of makes me think that maybe he's in the game. It's not just that storyboard scenes that we see at the beginning, but we also see this render, so who knows? Maybe he calls in and says, hey, I'm actually not there. Maybe he does show up later, unrelated, and they're like, whoa, I thought you were not safe. He's like, no, we're just back here for treasure. But, yeah. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Let me know on Twitter. My Twitter link is in the description. I'm on there a lot. I'm actually going through posting a 100-day challenge starting about 50 or so days ago. I've been posting photos of different collectibles in the Pikmin series leading up to the release of Pikmin 4. So if you'd like to see that, go give me a follow. Make sure you subscribe to me on this video. And without further ado, adios. One last thing. This Sunday, I will be streaming Pikmin Lockout with quote Balrog. So subscribe so you don't miss it. It'll be right here on this YouTube channel. Link in the description.